why being selfish is actually your purpose in life. Now, doesn't that sound completely just wacky and like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Yes, it sounds crazy, but I'm going to explain to you how it's actually not crazy at all. And how, when you really think about it, is really the only way that you can actually step into a place where you are now of ultimate service to the people around you. Okay, when we think about purpose, how do we usually think about it? And we actually have this conversation in our group briefings in my free community. Purpose, everybody always thinks about it as something external. It's always outside of yourself, meaning it's anchored in either a specific task. It could be anchored inside of a career, a hobby. It's always outside of you. And the most tragic thing about it is that people think there is only one form of purpose. And once you find this purpose, that's it. All life will now have meaning. You will feel fulfilled. And the universe will now grant you ultimate success because you've spent time finding it. However, the unfortunate thing about this reality is that's not what typically happens. That doesn't mean they're not outliers. People who have stepped into a field that now they feel is providing them a lot of meaning and happiness in their life. That's totally fine if that's happened to you or someone you know. But for the majority of us, it doesn't really work this way. What we really end up doing is we just end up searching and searching and searching until really we end up just saying, forget it. What does it even matter? I can't find it anyway. So people will just keep searching for it until they give up. And what they come to as a script is the script becomes, I don't have purpose. And now, what does this do if we look at it from a just overall level of energy? How does this affect you day to day? Well, you're going to have low energy. You're going to have low creativity. Your tolerance will be low, meaning your ability to handle more emotion, your ability to handle challenges coming your way. You're going to feel less capable to manage and handle it. And people can handle it in different ways. You know, people can numb themselves out. You know, you can reject the bad news if you can, only try to focus on the positive, or you overall just enter a state of just numbness where you don't really feel much of anything, which is the most unfortunate thing. And once you enter this low level of vibration, anything moving forward now, any action, any activity, any vision for your future is not going to be felt and acted on with full conviction. And what does that look like? This will eventually look like self-sabotage. You will begin to fear failure. Once your energy is too low, you can't fully put yourself into something. And once you can't fully put yourself into something, you're not obviously going to get the reward out of it. And everything you jump into, every new business, career, profession, doesn't matter. Anything you first start in, you're not going to be very good at it. That's just natural, and that's okay. And if you had a higher amount of energy, then you can commit yourself to it and actually endure the difficult parts and challenges. But if already you believe your life to have no purpose at all because you haven't found it, then you're already entering with a low vibration. And now any setback, any hurdle is going to be a glaring reminder to you as to how right you actually are. And therefore you will fail. And that will reinforce the new script. However, here is the alternative I want to present to you. Now, for somebody who is, let's say, a people pleaser, or you know what, better yet, in the masculine realm, being of service is of the highest good. Being of service to your community, your family, your friends. All of this provides you a strong sense of meaning. But you cannot provide as much when your battery is at 10%. And so how I look at purpose is this. Purpose falls under seasons and the act of returning back to yourself. What do I mean by that? Seasons. Purpose is not a one point in time, one activity that anchor to and you do forever. Purpose is, what is it you need to do right here, right now to move you towards what? To move you towards a more expressed, a more fully lived version of yourself. Meaning, if you're having distress in your life, your purpose is, what is causing the distress? Is it money? Is it a lack of it? Is it a lack of friends? Or is it you have friends that aren't really suiting you? Or perhaps you have the things you think you wanted, but no longer feel that they're fulfilling you anymore. Where is that distress? Your purpose is to figure out what is it within you that needs to be dealt with, addressed, confronted, in order for you now to move forward into a more expanded version of yourself. So for example, if you're a people pleaser, I use this one a lot because it's very natural for men to enter this role. It's very natural. So if you're a people pleaser, perhaps you're in a season of your life where you are feeling absolutely drained. You are no longer living for yourself, you're living for other people. And that affects the quality of your life. You're miserable, you're depressed, angry, and resentful. Well, your purpose now, in that moment, is what can I do? What decisions can I make that is going to bring me back my autonomy, my agency, my sense of control in life, or rather, control of my destiny? What are the choices I need to make? Do I need to put my foot down and risk the consequences of that? Do I have to set boundaries? Do I have to push certain people away that aren't serving me anymore? And the reality of making this decision is it is going to be a painful one. It has to be a painful one. Because how else can you confront the demon in your life and actually emerge on the other end lighter? If there are people who are, let's say, taking advantage of your service and they are always consuming, and you're feeling it's a very unfair exchange, but you feel part of you is thinking you're going to be selfish if you tell them no, if you put a boundary into it. Well, if you remind yourself that for the time being, how could you be of good service if you're on 10% battery? So it is time to be selfish. It is time to say, you know what? I don't have anything to give you right now. I'm going to need to return back to myself. I have to return back, be with myself, tend to my soul, my heart, my mind. What is it that I'm needing? What is it that I am neglecting within my life that I need to bring forward? Boundaries, limitations, cutting certain people away, expanding my network. You know what to do. And that's the reality. You know what to do. The only difficult thing is making the choice. And dealing with discomfort. That is the hardest thing. The men I work with, not only in my mentorships, but in our school community, links down below to join absolutely for free. The hardest part is just dealing with discomfort. And we will do almost anything we can to avoid feeling discomfort. We will make our situations seem more complex. We will imprison ourselves in scripts, in narratives, and ideas and complexes in order for us to avoid doing what we know we need to do. And deep down, if you ask yourself on a very quiet day, when you're by yourself, what is it that I need to do? You know what to do. The question is, do you have the courage to act? Do you have the courage to make the choice and feel what you need to feel? When you first set boundaries, buddy, it's going to feel terrible. People are going to call you selfish. People are going to say, what's going on? You're not who you used to be anymore. But who cares? If you are tending to yourself and you notice the decision you made took you from 10% battery to 30%, to 40%, to 50%. And now with all this extra capacity, not only can you feed it back into your own life, but now you have excess to give. You will become a better man of service if you tend to your own battery first, then give after. But we very often fall into the trap of draining our battery because we burn ourselves out. And we've now conditioned ourselves through, societal norms, culture, maybe the people around us, and us just manifesting these scripts over time that even though I'm drained, I still have to give. Well, it's like, no, you don't. You fill up your battery first, then you give. And if you want to know more about how to do that, how to break out of these old scripts that are keeping you trapped and limiting your business success, your career success, and just the overall quality of your life and the relationship with yourself, then join that free community. I got a whole module on this, talking about how to break free from the script. It's a script that's locking you down, and it's also the fear of discomfort. But I've walked this path. I have faced incredible levels of pain through making decisions that are going to be fueling my soul in order for me to give back to people. So I've been there and I get it. And I will walk you through it. And we do it every single Sunday as a group. So find your season. What season are you in? Purpose is meant to be in the moment. Your purpose right now is to do what? Your purpose will change the next time. Maybe now moving forward, it's no longer about setting boundaries. It's about something else. And that's your latest purpose. And as you continue on this, you will notice yourself getting larger. Your container expands. There's more of you involved. You're able to not just be the angry person. You are now the compassionate one, the understanding one, the patient one. And the more of you that lives, the larger of a personality, of a being you are. And the larger you become, the more you can give. And the more you give, the more of service you're going to feel like you are. You're just going to feel more powerful. And there's nothing wrong with being powerful. You could skew and become terrible and tyrannical. But that's not what we're talking about here. I'm just talking about the bigger you get, the more you can give. And you can give full with all of you. And people will feel it much different than somebody who gives from 10% battery. Thank you for watching. Okay, click that link down below. Join the community. You got nothing to lose. Or you can join my weekly newsletters if you want me to email you every Sunday with the latest approaches, strategies, ideas that are going to help you become the fullest version of yourself.